Frances contributed so much in so many fields and in so many endeavors with regards to support for women and women in situations that we're all too familiar with, and she was so much on the forefront. And Sheila Langman, who is the former ED for the Chrysalis Society and New Dawn and the New Day Recovery Homes for Women, is here to share a little bit about that with us.
Need a room for my air to come back in my lungs. I had radiation last year, so my lungs are still recovering. Why? My name is Sheila Langman. My surname is Stand Strong Like a Rock Bear Woman. I am a self-Métis from the Lower Similkameen in the Okanagan Valley. And I'm here because, like so many of the words spoken before I was up here, Frances is a huge mentor for me. And the words that I'm hearing, the experiences that some people had are the same as for me. I'm the former executive director for Chrysalis Society. They operate women's recovery homes for women. Right now there's 3 houses, 4 programs. They still exist. And I resigned in 2007. It was a while after Frances was finished, and I think it was a Port Alberni woman who said that, you know, when it was all set up and very smooth, Frances said, okay, you go now, you can do this. And I'll be just over here. And Frances was always just over there for me because there was always struggles. I had a vision. Thanks. I had a vision of a vision and a belief that women can heal. Women who have been harmed and are immersed in self-destruction in the downtown east side in various places, and drugs and alcohol, through their experiences of trauma and harm and life, and trying just so hard always to be what we are taught and groomed to be as women, and yet never making the mark. Many of us succumb. And I believe that if women could have a space, an environment that was conducive to their healing, where they would be nurtured and reminded that they were once little girls, treasured, taken care of. If they could remember that, then they could tap that place. There's a recipe in each one of us. And we all know how to heal ourselves. We just need to remember. An environment that's conducive to that. That's all you need, is to provide that. And women will wake up. They will remember who they are. And Frances believed that too. And I always felt her behind me, because it wasn't an easy thing to get those houses going. The houses had existed. There was 1 and then 2. They were broken down houses. I mean, literally the ceilings were falling in. And we got them moved to 1 house and then a 2nd house. And there was a lot of challenges. There was Vancouver, Richmond Health, and then it became Vancouver Coastal Health. And then there was licensing. You remember that one, Sheena? And we were developing something that was never done before. We weren't coming from a 12-step place. We were coming from women's empowerment place. We were strong women, and there were strong women on that board. We had a different idea, and it didn't fit what had been written in papers and didn't fit standards. And it was really scary getting that off the ground and getting them to believe we needed to have the license. And it was really scary coming up against all of that. But there was Frances. And just listening to the words today, I'm like, yes, that's what she did. That's what she provided for me as I worked and everybody worked together to get those houses going. They exist today. Chrysalis Society owns the first house. They're new houses, and there's 2 other houses. There's many women. I can't count how many women that Frances' time here on this earth, that it made a difference for them. They don't know, they didn't meet Frances. She was behind the scenes. But they're alive today. I remember one time sitting at a Vancouver Coastal Health meeting and looking around the table at some of the people sitting there. They were executive directors and program managers of all kinds of homeless initiatives and other agencies in the downtown east side, and they've been through our houses. And so Frances, while many people and the women whose lives she touched, they don't know consciously or they didn't see visually that she touched them, but she did. I am very much, in the many years that I've worked with people and practiced with an elder and did initiations of my spiritual practices of my ancestors, I know that everything is energy. And, when Frances stood behind me energetically or just in guiding me and mentoring me, that went right through me to those women. Just as our ancestors, each time they touched a plant or harvested an animal to eat, they thanked it. That's energy. It goes. It just grows and goes. So, all of us carry the energy of Frances. And many, many women and people, period, are healing and continue to heal because of the beautiful spirit that she was and is today. Energy, in Native science, if you want to call it that, means spirit. It's the same thing. Lim Lim, thank you for your time. All my relations.